What's up, my people? Wow, perfect. We are here for the official review of Sinners, the movie 2025, man. Man, give it up. Give it up, give it up. Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out how I'm approach it because it's so much. So many places I can go, man. The movie takes place in 1932 Chicago. For pretty much 95, 97, 98% of the movie. We're right here in 1930. 1930s Mississippi. You got Smoke and Stack, better known as the Smokestack Twins. Give it up for them. Alright. You got Sammy, who is the little cousin to the Smokestack Twins. Give it up for him. The movie is really, honestly, it's mainly about him and his gift, right? Alright. Let's see. You got Cornbread, who is basically the bouncer for the juke joint. You got Delta Slim. I think that's what his name is Delta Slim. That's the pianist, the OG pianist and blues piano player that was at the juke joint. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know everybody's name. You have the Asian characters, which was you see them right here. It was the woman and the man, the couple, the married couple. You have my girl Annie. Give it up for her. She was basically a hoodoo priestess. We most commonly know like voodoo priestesses, but she was like, this was hoodoo. Alright, not so much commonly known form of practice for like basically stuff out of New Orleans, out of Louisiana. You had Remick. Okay, give it up for Remick, right? The character Remick, who is the head vampire. Why are they starting to play unrelated stuff? If you look on the screen, man, I done named everybody on the screen pretty much. They got Annie, they got Cornbread, they got Delta Slim, they got Sammy. They have the Smokestack Twins, which consist of Elijah, who is let's talk, let's play, all business. And then you got Elias, who is the more playful twin, the more like, I guess, honestly, he's like the nicer twin. It's crazy the dynamic they have, how Stack wears red, but Smoke wears blue. Blue is a more inviting color. Red kind of is synonymous with evil stuff, right? But honestly, I probably find it easier to become friends with Stack than with Smoke. To be honest with you, Smoke is kind of like low key crazy, but he is like the hero in this tale. So the basic synopsis of this movie is Smoke and Stack, the Smokestack Twins, Elijah and Elias. They come back from having moved out of Chicago. They come back to Mississippi. They bring money and liquor with them that they have acquired somehow in Mississippi. I'll let y'all figure that out for yourselves. And they want to use that money to start a juke joint back home in Mississippi, right? In order to make money and make a profit for themselves back home. I guess whatever they had in Chicago, it ran its course. So they come back to do that, right? So they buy this, I think it was a sawmill. It was an old sawmill. They acquired from a white man, not really knowing who he is. Coming to find out, this white man is a Ku Klux Klan, like I don't know what you call him, Ku Klux Klan elder or whatever. He's like a head Ku Klux Klan leader. They didn't find this out till later in the story, but they basically bought a killing floor. The Ku Klux Klan members used the sawmill to execute probably mostly black people or whoever they saw fit. So they bought this old sawmill, and that was probably like the first thing they did wrong. Because if they would have known what the place was, I wouldn't have bought it. We're partying here where a lot of our people died. That don't even make sense. There's evil. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be bad energy all in that place from the jump. But let's move past that, right? They bought the place. They go and pick up Sammy. Sammy is the son of a preacher, right? Sammy has this guitar. It's a nice looking guitar. I really never saw a guitar like it. It has a big metal piece beneath where the strings are, at the body of the guitar. I think that's what you call a body. The bigger part that sits on the lap of its instrumentalist. He has his guitar. It's a nice guitar. And Sammy plays the blues. He loves the blues. So his cousins hire him, to, I guess, put on. I think that's what they brought him on for. That's never clearly stated, I don't think. But they bring him to the club so that he can be a part of the festivities, so that he can perform. So along with him, they also hire Cornbread, who we mentioned earlier, to be the doorman. They hired they also hired Delta Slim to be the keys player for the club. They recruit Annie to cook. They basically recruit the Asians for hire to provide the raw food materials, and I guess they ended up being like the help at the end of the day. They also recruited the Asians to create the sign for the establishment. Annie wasn't recruited for nothing. She wasn't even invited. She just showed up. And I think that's the extent of the crew. Everybody else was just like maybe like field, like people from the field that they got to just help them like fix the place up, put lights up and all that. You can see like they had a lot of people that helped them. So the night starts, man, and Delta Slim is he's like the main musical just contribution to the club. He's playing boom 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 boom. And then Delta finally invites Sammy up. This is the turning point of the movie. Alright. Now one part I didn't mention was the introduction of Remick right before the party night, right? He is alone. I think he's being chased by indigenous people, right? We call them Indians, but for some reason they don't want to call them Indians anymore. But he's being chased, but I think he's like, they almost got him, but he was able to escape to the clan member's nephew's house, right? This is the clan member's nephew where he lives with his wife. So it's a man and a woman, a white man and a woman that live at this place, and he escaped to them and they let him in. Now a famous rule in a lot of vampire movies is a vampire cannot enter an establishment, a building, a home, any type of edifice without being invited in. And that is a strong key in this movie. So this couple let him in. And this is where, the Indians warned the couple. They tried to ask him, did you invite this person in? And they protected him because I think he showed them two gold coins. Which is like, I guess that's like a sign for money is the root of all evil, because he was able to seduce this white couple with 2 gold coins. They let him in, and first he's able to matter of fact, he didn't even have to separate him. When the Indians came looking for him, The wife went to answer the door. The man stayed back there with Remick, aka we gonna call him Dracula. His name he's Remick though, but understand him as Dracula. He's like a lead vampire. While they're separated, he turns the husband, who is the Ku Klux Klan leader's nephew. Now he's a vampire. The wife come back, of course, he turns her. Now she's a vampire. So this sets up our antagonists, our primary antagonists for the movie. As I told you, Delta Slim performs all night at the juke joint, and then Delta Slim introduce Sammy. Sammy, when he performs, he awakens spirits from the past as well as the future. And it's not bad spirits, it's just spirits that the music kind of speaks to and connects to, right? Like musical spirits from the past and the present, right? But unfortunately, Remick is in the area and he sees this, right? I don't know why. I guess that's what vampires do, walk around at night. But he's walking around at night somehow and he sees what they have going on and he likes it. This movie is like when a vampire bites you, you become a part of a hive mind, so to say, right? I think it's Remick. Whatever happens to Remick, the rest of them feel like he's a head. It's kind of like a spiritual thing for the vampires. I think it's just him though. When he feels pain, they feel pain. It doesn't kill him; they just feel it. They're one. So, if the vampire bites you, he absorbs your memories, he absorbs your talents, he absorbs anything you got going on. So when Remick sees Sammy performing, he wants that, he needs it. Why? Because when Sammy performs, it's different from everybody else. When Sammy performs, his gift summons the spirits of the past, present, and future. Sammy's gift taps in. It just taps in where nobody else gift could. So this is where the plot of the movie, the true plot, ensues. Sammy is a gifted musician. They tell you at the beginning of the movie, blues or something. It's like, yeah, it's able to conjure the spirits and all that. That's exactly what the plot of the movie is. The plot of the movie is Sammy has a gift that Remick wants, and that's his main mission. I have to get what Sammy has. That is the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That is what this is all about. Sammy's gift, and Remick wanting it, needing it, and having to have it. And it's a hell of a ride, man. It's a hell of a ride. Now, what I didn't really get or understand is the logic behind the vampires, because not only, so you had what we saw in Mary, she dropped everything that was personal to her that she wanted, and it's like she became a psychopath that wanted to kill, right? This is the initial impression that I got from what these vampires were. They was just completely different. It turns you into a different person. But then they kind of switched that narrative that no, you're not a different person. You're just set on the agenda of, I guess, what your lead vampire wants, which is for everybody just to be a vampire. And for that, I have to kill you, right? So I can say that I guess the mentality makes sense, but the way it was presented it seemed like it just catered to like more of the thrill of the movie making process rather than actually making sense, because it's like she completely lost who she was for like like she completely lost who she was. But then the story tells you no, they're still there. It's the same person. Because in the end, you see Stack like getting, I guess you could say emotional, not crying, but getting emotional, reminiscing on his dead brother, on time he spent with Sammy back when he was a human. It's like it tried to paint him as like they're psychopaths, right? In the beginning, they're complete psychopaths, and then it paints them as no, they're the same person. They just have a different agenda now. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is it had an interesting point of view on race relations in a couple different ways. One was like what they call it, passing, was for Haley Steinfeld's character when we found out, okay, she has like a half black grandfather or something like that, and but she relates to that black side, I guess, more than she would to the freaking major percent of her that's white. But you also have like a perspective of, okay, you have a lot of white people, but not all of them are racist. We got black people, but you know what I'm saying, we have you have the passing thing with Haley Steinfeld, and the mentality of the vampires, or Remick, let's just say it was Remick, and anybody he bites gains that mentality. It's like, okay, the mentality is this world is full of BS, from your Christian dialect to racism to all of this stuff. If we just all become vampires, we can put all that behind us and we would actually be one. That is to sum up what the mentality of a Remick was, right? Remick, and this is what I believe from seeing the movie, skin color don't mean nothing to him. He understands all of that stuff. He's an Irishman, right? And Irish people went through their own little slavery thing too. So I think he's a vampire that sees past like skin color. Hey, look, and it's kind of like Smoke said. He done seen a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff in his time. Only thing that matters is money and power. And that's exactly what Remick was on. He was able to use money to tempt, I think it was Stack and Mary. And his whole thing was really power. He wanted Sammy's power, which was that to summon those spirits, right? Man, I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. If you still here with me, hey man, I'm trying to get my method together on how I do this, man. This is really my first time like doing a movie review, bro, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I broke down thoroughly how I feel about this movie so far. It was definitely a banger. It was a banger, bro. At the end of the day, I'm just super proud of everybody. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened at the end, right? Of course, you cannot let Sammy die. I mean, you could. That'd just be a whole different type of movie. Like, the setup for this movie, it wouldn't even make sense for them to let Sammy die. Of course, he doesn't die. But it changes him forever. Not only mentally, but he gets... he has facial scars left. This is my favorite song. But anyway, he gets scratched by Remick, and it leaves scars on his face, and those are identifying scars that help us know that he lived to be an old man. Everybody died except for Sammy, right? All the vampires died that night, right? except for Stack and Haley. Yes, Stack and Haley turned. Annie, Smoke, and everybody else freaking died. Okay? That's what you need to know, right? Remick, Joan, and Bert. Bert is the creepiest vampire. Oh, I'm gonna just tell you that right now. That dude is the creepiest dude in the world. Okay? See? He didn't care about it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care about skin color, bro. He understood it. He knew how to use it. He's like, I heard somebody say he had been around for at least 800 years or something like that. 700 to 800 years. He wasn't even 1,000 years old. He was a young vampire. But, yeah, so everybody dies. All the vampires die except except Stack. Stack is the vampire. Stack and his little girlfriend, which is Mary. Okay? Stack and Mary. They're like Blade. He's like Blade. And he's not even like, he's different. But that's what they own, man. Some cool, like, they fast forward into 1990. I don't want to see 1993. It's between 1993 and 1998. And Sammy is an old man now. He's like 70 to 80. And surprise, surprise, Stack and Mary walk into the bar where he just finished performing. I think it's his bar. Right? They walk in and he smells Sammy. He says, your time is almost up. He's like, I can make it so you can perform forever. Never get in, you never die, blah, blah. And basically Sammy denies it, saying, I've seen enough of this. I think it's, my time is my time. And Sammy asked him, how'd you make it out? And he said that Smoke made him promise to never touch Sammy. He made him promise to never touch him. And that whole thing, that's part of the thing I talked about earlier. It confused me because I didn't understand. So it's the same person in there, with the same feelings, but you're a psychopath at the same time that has a completely different objective than your whole life led you up to. But anyway, that was a little confusing, but it makes sense, just not the way it was presented. But the movie still works. I watched it twice in the theater. Okay. And I done watched so much stuff on the movie. So I get it. Okay, I just say that I get it. I'm not really in love with the way that it was presented, but I get it. So basically, yeah, they have a little reminiscent point. Both of them agreed that night, where all them people died before the sun went down, that was the best day of both of their lives, Sammy and Stack. Right? Oh, we gotta skip this. I'm sorry, y'all. Dang, I can't even. They both agreed that was the best night of their life, and that was pretty much the conclusion of the movie. And they actually leave the movie off on a final cutscene with Sammy sitting down playing This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine, which basically stands towards his decision, saying, I'm not going to hide my gift in this church, and I'm not going to give this gift to the devil. I'm going to give this gift back to the world, which is the way I feel it was meant to be given. Back into the, you know what I'm saying? It's meant to minister to the world, so I'm going to give it to the world, which I understand that perspective. I'm not going to lie, him like seeing the evil of the world, and then I guess seeing the false narrative in his own home, it just led him to like not choose either and just choose his own way, which I get that. I feel that message. I understand it is great. What the movie does is it shows you every single path that you could possibly go down. Like when you're bitten by the vampire, you basically have no choice, right? It takes over your mind somehow, and it restricts you to, like, it holds you captive. Honestly, being a vampire, you can't mess with the sun no more. You have to drink blood, and you're a part of this hive mind. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, maybe they got cut free from that hive mind when all them people, when dude died, Remick died. So I mean, I guess it's different now. But he said, okay, I definitely don't want to be a vampire. He went back and stood in front of his daddy. Okay, I definitely ain't doing this no more after everything I done seen, because the vampire was quoting these lines. They mean nothing if the devil was quoting them, right? So he threw that to the side. He said, I need my gift is more powerful than all of this. That's crazy to think about. He was like, my gift is more powerful than this vampire, right? Because he didn't have it. He wanted it. It was a power that he just could not have with, you know what I'm saying? He could fly, he could do all this stuff, but he could not communicate with, you know what I'm saying? With the musical talent he had, it was not powerful enough. It was not enough. You know what I'm saying? And then he sees how powerless the words that he's been reciting all his life is against the devil. So he makes the decision he makes, and that was a powerful message. Powerful message. I get it. So man, y'all give it up for Sentence 2025. All right, I don't have much more to say on that besides it was a great movie. I loved it. I definitely supported my brother, and I didn't get to see it in IMAX, unfortunately. I didn't see it in IMAX, but I saw it in 4D, and I just saw it like it's this movie theater's version of like big format, but it wasn't IMAX though. I saw it on a real big screen, and I saw it in 4D. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the release looks like. I'm actually gonna look up a pre-order tonight to see what if I can just have it when it drops. But man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to this. Anger. Until next time, man, y'all be easy. Peace.